Okay, what's up there, people? 100 Spoke Riders here, and just give you a quick little update of what's going on this weekend. The first thing that happened is I know it's kind of hard to see, but right here I got my brand new master cylinder installed. So I got that piece put on here. This is the old tank. It was just sun-baked and yellow and had little hairpin cracks in it. So I ditched this, but this piece right here, the new aluminum piece that you slide in there is a little bit smaller. So therefore, this is the old hose clamp that held it on, the original one. This is not gonna work anymore because the piece is smaller. You need something that's gonna hold it on tighter. These are fuel injection hose clamps, and it actually holds it a little bit tighter than a regular hose clamp there. I bought two different sizes because I wasn't sure what I was going to use, but the size I ended up using was the 13mm to 15mm hose clamp. I got my brand new rear brake caliper in, and this is the old one. So my goal for right now, as you see if I can get this good shot of it. Check out these old brake pads. I don't know if you can see that. This right here, this is the old caliber. It's kind of hard to see, but the old wore down brake pads. I mean, it's why I say wore down. They're wore down to the max. I mean, there wasn't nothing left on them. By the time I'm done with the back brakes, pretty much everything is gonna be brand new and different than what it came from stock. Only thing I haven't changed is the actual pedal you step on itself. But everything else is gonna be either brand new or aftermarket custom. So I should have no more problems with my back brakes by the time I'm done. Because I do have EBC brake disc in the back, I went ahead and got the EBC brake pads to go along with it. So got some brand new pads. So what I'm gonna do now is transfer this, take this little steel braided brake line bolt and put it on the new one, and then take my pads and put it on the new one. And I like to get this put on the bike and get the wheel back on it so I can at least be able to roll the damn thing. Down here, I got a brand new rear brake caliper with brand new EBC or ECB, I don't know, with brand new brake pads. So that's what I've been doing. I have a hell of a time bleeding them brakes on the back. I've had a hell of a time bleeding the brakes in the back, but once I figured out what I was doing wrong, I got all my brakes bled with this bleeder system, brake bleeder kit I got from Napa years ago. But everything's working now. Everything's the brakes are working better than they ever did. That was a major thing, is to get the brakes, the back brakes back together. And I was able to get the back wheel back on. So now I'm just gonna do one last little test ride, and it should be good. One other thing I did is I got this black aluminum swing arm license plate holder, and there's a reason why. Usually your back license plate goes right here, but I ordered a under the tail kit. I got an under the tail kit in, so all this is coming out: the light, the holder, the bootleg LED turn signals. That's all coming off and gonna get replaced. I'm not gonna get too deeply involved talking about that. You'll see that video here in the near future. You mount your plate sideways and it bends it to the shape of the chain and kind of like to mimic the shape of the back tire. It just kind of makes everything all uniform. I always loved the way they looked back in the day, and I finally got my hands on one. But boy, was I in for a treat trying to install this thing. What I ended up having to do, I tried to install it all different ways, all different combinations. Out the box, this is for this bike. Even though they say it's made for this bike, I didn't really like the way it was set up for this bike. So what I ended up having to do is unscrew this off and flip this plate around, because before it was way over here and it would be rubbing up against the chain. So I had to flip the plate around. I tried to install it on this side, but it didn't work. It's just the way this is, it's just the way this one's bent. It just don't work that way, so it has to be on this side. But the only problem with having to install it on the left-hand side, normally my axle shaft gets pushed in through the right side, and the axle shaft nut goes right here. Well, with this setup, I couldn't make it work like that. So all the spacers are the same, but I actually just flipped the axle shaft. So now the axle shaft goes in this way, and the axle shaft nut is now on this side. Now, I looked it up online, I did a little homework, and most people say it's on the Suzuki GSX-R. It doesn't really matter which way the axle shaft goes, as long as you keep all your spacers in the same location. All right then, people, 100-spoke riders. I got everything accomplished I wanted to accomplish this weekend. Just to give you a quick little preview, next weekend I will be tackling the old hot bodies under the tail kit, and I got a few more parts that I ordered too. So all my new parts I want for this bike are not all the way bolted on yet, but it's coming soon. It is coming soon. All right then, people. 100-spoke riders signing out. Just give you a quick little weekend update.